Hello, everybody. Gen608 here with another of our streams for Adventures of Fiona. If you remember last time, we had defeated the Stag Lord. I delayed telling Oleg the good news because I didn't want to end the chapter because there's a whole bunch of cutscenes that are going to be coming up. Before I did that, I did go around and talk to all of the companions. Tristan, Amiri, Lindsay, Jathal, Amiri, Val, Octavia, and Reganar. Based on the votes that were in the polls, Reganar is going down the Eldritch Scion path. I did on his character, just in case we decide to change our minds, I did put in enough ranks in Knowledge Arcania that at the next rank up, we could still go to Dragon Disciple. But I did that in my first playthrough, which was interesting, but it's also a little fiddly to get things done. I think this might be a little more straightforward for us. And Octavia, the votes were go down the Arcane Trickster, so she made it to 3rd level as a wizard. And she was already a rogue level 1, and then she's able to actually become an Arcane Trickster at level 5. The trick that you have to do in order to pull that off is you have to take Accomplished Sneak Attacker as your 3rd level feat. And then that gives her 2 levels of sneak attack, I guess, and then that lets you go become an Arcane Trickster. So she's going down the Arcane Trickster path. She has very few hit points because I didn't realize her con was an 8. It's like, oh my god. We've got to find us another Constitution belt and put it on her to give her at least some hit points before we take her out onto the real world. She'll be one-shot by some of these monsters that are out there. Spell-wise, she's some of these I copied off of scrolls. So she's going to be taking like Magic Missile and Mage Armor, and then these were the 2 she had, and Enlarge. And as her 2nd level spells, she's got a Web, Burning Arc, an Acid Arrow, and then a Mirror Image for defense. Reganar has limited spells. He doesn't get to copy any spells in. So his big one will be probably throwing up Shocking Grasp a lot on his, because Touch or Corrosive Touch spells like that, as long as he's using a weapon, they go off with his weapon attack. That's the nice thing about the Eldritch Scion. And he also has Frigid Touch. I gave him a ranged kind of attack with Acid Arrow, and then of course Mirror Image for defense. This is 2nd level spells. He only gets to cast 3 2nd level spells, and he can cast up to 5 1st level spells. Stat-wise, his extra point went to Strength, so he has a 20 Strength. Her extra point went to Intelligence at 4th level to give her a 20 Intelligence. So she's got really good distribution of abilities. I didn't give her Athletics because that's based on Strength, and I thought it would be better used to put it in Perception, Trickery, the Knowledge things. She's the leader in Knowledge Arcania right now. And her and Lindsay are competing for the Trickery title. So I think Lindsay's still has the magic device thing. And perception-wise, she's right up there with Tristan, Fiona, myself, Fiona, Lindsay, and of course Jathal is the truly perceptive one. But she's right up there with all of us. Okay. Inventory-wise, I just gave her an extra potion of healing. I haven't figured out what to put on his belt yet. It's probably going to take some of these scrolls, like Corrosive Touch, Shocking Grasp. and maybe a couple healing potions. Why don't we go ahead and do that right now? Shocking Grasp, Corrosive Touch. Put a healing potion on him. And I don't know what else to give him. We'll just leave it at that for now. Maybe one of these wands or something. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. One of the things I want to do before I go talk to Oleg, because we'll end up going back to the mansion. So I was going to come over and I was going to talk to Boken. I've taken all of his light heal potions. Don't have much money. But I was thinking I would pick up another one of these. And then that was going to be it. I don't think he has anything else that we really need at the moment. I just wanted to have a good supply of healing potions. Okay. So let's go talk to Oleg, shall we? If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. You really like to see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify bell to be notified to upload videos under scheduled streams. Since I ran into problems last week, I am recording this, so I might end up getting rid of the live stream and giving you an edited recording when I'm all done. You can see all the conversations that I had with Fiona. There is a recording out on my channel, so go out there and look for that. You'll find it in the playlist, I think, for this this stream series. And let's talk to Oleg. Don't need to really buy anything from Oleg. So, Staglord's gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. Ola looks at you with respect, bordering on admiration. And good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the Stolen Lands, rather than just surviving. Oleg sighs. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It surely will. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise they'll bring with them. Well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Rostov and report our great victory. We gained 90 experience points. One of the things I needed to check on. Here's my I'm pulling up my tablet here. Why is this thing not giving me? It's being very rude at the moment. Why do things never work the way they're supposed to? There it is. That's what I was looking for. I'm trying to find my my post. Oh, man. That is, maybe. Ah, here we are. Yes, when we go to name our lands, now I found it. It is going to be, we're going to call them the Saved Lands because I got 3 votes for that. I had 1 vote for Wonderlands, but nobody liked Dreamlands. So Saved Lands it will be. All right, rest stop awaits. Let's go. And we're off. The fog seems to be thinning, but we should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for your journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Rostov. It popped up saying that we completed something.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the Stolen Lands and return with the Stag Lord's head. But I knew you could handle it.
Didn't bring back his head, it just brought back his helmet. We gained 600 experience points. Oh, we're just cranking it up here. 690 so far. We haven't done anything. All right.
Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baroness before the High Society of Rostov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands if you wish, but this time as a ruler.
Okay. Natala Sertova, sister of King Nalesky and one of the most influential politicians in Brevoy. In Rostov, we've gone over as where we're from. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands this time as a ruler. I mean, I can choose not to go back, and I can go somewhere else?
But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections.
Okay. Gotta go talk to people. This is the boring part of the game. I have to talk to people.
Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Eldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
This is one thing I don't like about this game, is I have to choose an envoy. They give you 3 choices. You have to pick one. And if you've never played before, you have no idea what they can do for you. Kasil Eldori. Kasil, a young half-orc with impeccable poise, performs a textbook perfect bow. Do you already know about my encounter with Tartuccio?
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
Okay. I'm going to ask, what kind of game are you playing? I think I have a right to know.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
Okay. Should we just go down the line? Do I need about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally 2 different countries.
Oh yeah, we read this.
And Isia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the 2 states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal.
And then Coral areas became known. Coral the Conqueror invaded that area, would become modern-day Brevoy in 4499. All opposed him at the aid of fire-breathing dragons. Coral disappeared around 4509, like 10 years later. I don't know what this AR is. I need to figure out what that is. After something? Leaving his descendants to rule Brevoy from Dragonscale throne at the Ruby Fortress in New Stetven. For exactly 200 years from his conquest, every member of the noble house disappeared in 4699. And Rosalind was... Isia. If you could look at the conversations, I went through all of these things. I don't think he was in there, so that's why I showed you that one. So,
The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Surtova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Issia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Issian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker.
okay. Current political
We,
atmosphere.
the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty. And the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be.
See, I'd rather go hunt this thing down and the heck with the stolen lands. That sounds far more interesting.
Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Surtova, the former kings of Issia. But their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Surtova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
Okay, so what kind of pawn am I?
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly. And the Surtovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going?
Yeah.
The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Mager Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
Do you have any other foreign allies that can do this?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Aldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Coral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Issians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere. Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Aldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius.
Why did she want to grant me the
Actually,
title?
she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Surtova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a baroness, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so.
Brevoy is also the oldest Brevik noble family and most influential. Original holdings are the environs of Port Ice in northern Isia on the shores of the Lake of Mists and Veils. Surtovas are known as careful and cunning diplomats. Before Coral the Conqueror invaded, Surtovas were known as pirates and raiders. The family still has many connections with the pirates and brigands of the region, many of whom are distant relations to the Surtova clan. The family motto is, "Ours is the right." Okay.
Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view, and truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Sertovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Isians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
Yeah, and you're one of the noble houses. What happens?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
Wonderful. I'm a monk.
I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Okay, she wants me to take her half-orc dude.
Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
Okay. Okay. Alright, let me see what I'm supposed to do here. Mingle with the guests, I guess. I have to go mingle with the guests. Don't want to mingle. I have to go meditate. Alright, who's this? This is Lander. Let's go talk to Lander. Handsome, well-dressed young man, about 17 years old, looks at you with a polite smile. So you're the famous slayer of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be a baroness? Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander, no last name, no title. Let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I am an heir to one of the Brevois noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baroness with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. Travel the country in secret without servants so I can see it for myself, not from a carriage window, but face to face. The people in my family would never approve of... Face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevois if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. No, Jemani wants to impose her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevois. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. And you're from Restovic, Neville? Oh no, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I wanted to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to his wonderful party. Alright, I'll consider it, but I don't think I'm going to take you. That was too obvious. Guest, 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 guest. I don't think guests tell me much. What we got over here? Guest, guest. Amiri! Should we go talk to Amiri? Let's go talk to Amiri, see what Amiri has to say. Their wine is alright, nice and strong, but the appetizer's barely a mouthful. Okay, that's alright. Tristan... These people are not just celebrating. It seems your feat has given them new hope. Alright. Lindsay! Pour up the brim so that... Oh, I must be drunk. I forgot... What did she say? I forgot the line. Megar Varn, Keston Garas, guest. Well, Keston we've talked to before. Well, Tartuccio, hick, oh well, scum, and how did we... maybe I've had one too many. Megar Varn. Oh. Sir Rogai. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face. His dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Megar Varn. All right. One of the competitors successfully completed Jamandi's Aldori's task and received a barony as a reward. Also, Magar Varn is the subject of the side campaign DLC, which I will be running one for this campaign. I will probably not record that one. I already ran one with basically the Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers. All of them were Asmirs. It was amusing. I am going to run another one. I want to run a female version because I guess there's a love interest with Magar Varn that will play out in this game if I get it successfully completed over there. So I'm going to do that offline just to have myself have choices of which one to add to this campaign when I get to that point. I Magar Varn, the new ruler of Dunsward, which is easternmost side of the Stolen Land. Borders the steppes of Kazmaron, characterized by low grassy plains circled by mountain ranges, and is dotted with the ancient structures of lost civilizations. Long ago, a bustling empire reigned over these lands. Nowadays, all that remains of the ancient glory are crumbling ruins and the half-destroyed words of alien wisdom that are inscribed on the walls of unknown tombs. Your neighbor to the north, Denise, like you. I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. So, how did you earn the title of baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Elder needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varnling Host. Have you heard of us? No? No matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, built a small fort to hold the place, and for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. How do you feel being a noble? Looking at his rich clothes and smirks. I like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. Now it's towards an arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelev. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me, we're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. Hi, nice meeting you. Okay. Jathal's probably... Call this a feast? I'd show them some real festivities if they'd let me. Okay, this is a guest. Who else is here? There's a Baron Drelev over here. Reganar and Octavia. Guest. There's some idiot over here. Who's this? And it's Drelev. I guess I should go talk to him, because he's... The other nobles around here. All these other guys are guests. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath him. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron, and you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamani is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. But how? What did you do to deserve your domain? Smirk appears under the... Don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all of the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons of the likes of you and Vaughn. Should I be rude? So you have no army and no special merits. You were just given the land for being pretty? Under other circumstances, I have you whipped for such words, but let's not ruin Lady Sally. Not so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. You're not very polite. Politeness must be deserved. Goodbye. Yeah, I don't like him. He's another Tartuccio. Can we kill him? Can we kill him now? It's Vanny Keg. What's that? Handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasped your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Like the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of crust, made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. as Vonnie Keeg. Who is this guy? Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vonnie Keeg, High Priest of Aristal in Rostov. On year 3. Do many people venerate? There are many gods in Rostov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharisma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults. There's no denying that the Stag God has the largest congregation here, and no wonder people here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. Such justifications. Conrad's eyes turns up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. I like you. Should we try to diplomacy him? I need a 3. That's why I did all this, is to be able to do these diplomacy things. I succeeded at a diplomacy check. Roll a 17. This is a truly noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital, free of charge. Oh, cool. I get a free shrine. I gained 33 experience points, which is more important. It was an honor to meet you. The rest will keep you. Okay. Alright, I made a friend in the priesthood. Should I go talk to Aldori's enemies? Right, do I need to talk to anybody else? I think these guys are just going to tell me how great the party is. The victory to freedom, bottoms up, yes. Try the eclairs, they're delicious. She's got a sweet tooth. I wonder if we've got some kind of sweet meal that we can give Octavia to make her happy. Let's see, I haven't talked with Valerie. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Guest. Is that all my companions? I don't see Harem. Where's Harem? Do you guys see Harem anywhere? Oh, here he is. He's down here. Talking to these people. Talking to these guests. Harem! My dude. A feast in times of pestilence. A ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie. To digress from contemplating one's own insignificance. Oh, he's gloom and doom priest. He's very annoying. Amusing sometimes, but... Oh, there. Look. There's Casey. Tiefling girl.
Will you drink with me?
You see Casey approaching, the tiefling you met during the battle at Jabandi Odori's mansion. She draws near, she places one of the cups of wine she's holding into your hand. Will you drink with me? Of course. To beauty? Should I start another romance? That's got to be a romance line, right? Right, people? Yeah, what the heck?
To beauty. It sweetens our happy days and brings solace to our dark and sorrowful ones. But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldery might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
No need to apologize. I don't expect everyone I meet to immediately fall under my charms and trust me with their secrets.
How amusing. Usually those who don't seek affection are the very ones who receive it. Anyway, enough sweet talk. There is something important I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine,
Turning up my
possibly full of great
speaker a bit.
treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in lands that today become rightfully yours. My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
Stop. He stops looking at you expectantly. Okay, Kadira, western known satrapy of the Padisha Empire of Kalesh, but I wish they would just not make me have to figure out how to say all this stuff. Kadira is a kingdom with the power of the sprawling empire at its back. Kadira is Kalesh's doorway to the inner sea region and is perhaps the single most valuable piece of real estate on Galarian. Okay. What could be better than a treasure hunt? I'm ready. Sounds tempting. What do you think about it? I have no wish to have anything more to do with you. No, I'm not going to send her away, because that's a quest. That's experience points. Never ever do that. I know people are like, I don't want to play the quest and just click on the, send them away kind of thing. Trust me, people, in this game, you're going to need every bloody experience point you can finagle out of everyone. If there's a test, take it, because it's experience points. If there's somebody offering you something like this, say, yeah, let's do that. What could be better than a treasure hunt? I'm ready. It sounds tempting, but I'll need to think about it. Well, being lawful good, I have to make sure I can take care of my barony before I go on a treasure hunt with you.
Your caution is reasonable. Well, I'm going to visit the capital of your newborn barony anyway. I might rent a house. Find me there if you decide you're interested in my offer.
Okay.
So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
I can just see her saying that, and flipping her cup and slowly bowing to you. Saluting you with the cup, the Tiefling girl steps back and disappears into the shadows between the columns. It's not a step back, she bloody well walked. Interesting things are happening. In case you're taking the has come to ask us for help. Okay, more in our journal. Companion quest. Okay, so we got a companion quest. Cool. Let's go finish this thing off. Chandra, Natalia. I have to go talk to these people, I guess. She's the enemy of Aldori. It's a guest. It's Casil. Should I go talk to Casil first? Talk to Casil. Today is a historic day for rest. Okay, no, I have to go talk to these people. Chandra Murphy. Who's that? Oh yes, I see good old Rostov hasn't changed a bit. Even the smell in the streets is the same. Natala Sertovia. Natala Sertovia is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. You are not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is that a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you and your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Adori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. See, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the Civil War breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Rostov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on that, really. And what would you propose? Your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy. Casil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Murve, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. Extradite gives you a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. I'll consider your proposal. Don't make any hasty decisions. Okay. So, okay. So if we check in here, I think we've checked off all the boxes. So all we have to do, we've pretty much talked to everybody. All we have to do is talk to these two here. So I'll move us over there. Now, I've played the game before. I know what's coming. So my decision may kind of shock you on who I'm going to take. I've taken all three in different playthroughs. When I was first starting out, I took Casil because it just seemed like ally with, the Aldari Sword Lords. Then I took Lebeda on another playthrough, which was not so much. He's not. The problem is that all of these envoys fill specific roles in your court, if you will, the people who are going to run your kingdom. Aldari one is a general. You also have two generals in Amiri and Reganar, who are actually better than he is at generaling, because generaling is based on your strength. Lebda fills the same role as either Valerie. I think it's Valerie and Octavia can fill the regent role. I'm not sure. But Valerie's better at it than Lebda is. And Sortova fills your counselor role, if you choose to put her in that spot, which is where Tristan also fits. But Tristan is the only player character that can go into that thing. You have to use either Sortova or there's another NPC you can get on later that can fill the role that Tristan's in of counselor. I think I have that right. Counselor or regent. Yeah, he's counselor. So with that in mind, I don't have any other character other than Tristan to fill that role. And if anything happens to Tristan where he's out for some period of time, then you have nobody to fill in that role. Unless you find that other NPC person, and they're kind of hard to go find right away. So, in my case, I am going to take the Sortova lady just because I know that I need to have someone fill that role at one point in the game. Yes, spoiler alert, there's going to come a time when Tristan won't be able to be in my room, my barony room, helping me with the barony for a short period of time. So, I want to have somebody that can cover that. I have two generals. I have two people that can be the regent. I only have one person that can be the counselor, so I need to have a backup, and she's not half bad backup. All right, we got to talk to the mayor, right? Let's go talk to the mayor. An older man with full sideburns looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Well, now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamande. Pulled this all off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I've even bet a bottle of my best Patexian wine against you. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to have to get a drink. Oh, my. Okay. Bet a bottle of my best Patexian wine against you, but I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldari have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. I am Yosef Sumas, Lord Mayor of Rostov, an ally of Jamandi Aldari. Lord Mayor of Rostov, I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. You rule Rostov? What about the Aldari? Everyone seemed complex and cumbersome to many. Here in this part of Rostland, the spirit of the northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way to live of life. It's especially important now after this certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Aldari Sword Lords used to rule Rostland. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but it's not for nothing that Rostov was called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. What kind of events? Why, an aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about disappearance of the ruling houses of Rogaria. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air, but once that exact thing happened, turned out nobody was ready for it. Nobody was ready for it. Poof all over the country. Remember, the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It is a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. See, that to me would be a really interesting quest to go on. Go find out what happened to the ruling house of Dreadway. Okay. I guess we'd be polite. Going well in recent years, trade prospers, the population grows, and citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of Austria, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. Yes, they are. I need to know what the heck's going on, dude. Alright, it was nice meeting you. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. I can organize and supply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. I don't like that word. I can immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor until you repay the debt in full. You simply assume the obligation of contracting building services to Restov's Builders Guild. We have a deal? Well, I don't have a choice yet. I can either accept it, or thank you for the offer, but I can't accept it. I don't get a... If I remember this right, this is a trap, because then they boost up the prices to build your buildings, so it becomes more expensive. Even though he gives you a head start with money, he ends up taking more back. I can't accept it. I'm a monk. I have to be poor. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Your dazzling success. Alright. How long have we been at this? 47 minutes of just doing absolutely nothing. So let's talk to Jondi and get our barony, and then we can do that part.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
The envoy I'll be taking.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Nope, Chandra Murve will be my envoy.
The emissary of House Sertova? Well, perhaps it's for the best. As they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yep. And we're ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here.
Okay, here we go. Theatrics.
Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon. Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword. And finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Grenade Gaming, BBB. What's BBB? Okay, and here we go. Thanks for stopping in, Grenade Gaming, whoever you are.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Greetings, Baroness. Keston Garas, welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I am not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I am glad to serve you. We're here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Rostov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Eldora, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important cities. Where are my companions? They are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristan is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. True. What's the mood of the people? Never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sensed the moment. The Tave were feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today it's just one of those days. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Shad is right here. Aristotle's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf paid us a visit, a blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. That's the storyteller! I know him. He's not only in this one, the storyteller also shows up in the follow-up in the, what's it called? Wrath of the Righteous. Storyteller goes in there. You also will find several of the people that we meet in this game are translated over into the follow-up game with slightly updated stories. Like the storyteller has an updated story in there. There's a merchant that transfers over that has an updated story. You'll actually meet a couple of NPCs here along the way that will show up in Wrath of the Righteous, which is kind of amusing when it does. So it's definitely worth it. If you want to play Wrath of the Righteous, I strongly recommend that you play through this at least once and try and meet everybody you possibly can, because you'll cackle when you play the Wrath of the Righteous and you meet these characters that they brought over some of the more interesting NPCs that just kind of crack me up than when I run into them. Okay. A drink or three, it's time to toast my victory, or I'm ready to run and look around the city. I don't take Fiona as somebody who carouses, being lawful good. She'll have the state drink for her toast, but if she was kinda good or neutral good, then I might use that line up there. But let's look around the city and lead the way. Okay. Follow me, you guys. And then we have no control over where we go. We just have to follow this dude around. There's some. These are guys, you're new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch! It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits here, guys. Oh, there'll be more. This is a fantasy setting. There will always be monsters. Do you recognize this place, you guys? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Okay. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. Where's my owlbear? I want the owlbear back. Heart of every town is its main square. We plan on holding street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first benda. Greetings, your grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Okay? So the tavern's off that way. Tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalian himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. Okay. Who's the statue? Oh, nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Oh. You should have her go down being a dragon disciple herself. Those are our guards. They keep order. I didn't read all that really fast, sorry. These observation platform how one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see it to its full extent from this perch. It's a pretty little farms with fences that you can't walk through. It's very rude. They don't let me actually go out there and explore all those places. Building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. Okay. Okay, so we're going inside, and here we go. Trolls can be killed with fire or acid, usually.
Adventures can...
So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you will hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Vinicius tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Alright, and there's, what's her name? It's good to see you, Your Grace, and emissary. Notoria greets you with a brief bow. Let's dispense with the formalities and get straight to business. As emissaries of the Royal House of Troya, I'm here to offer you advice and make sure you don't do anything reckless. I hope my experience in diplomacy and policy will be of some aid as you make your first steps as a ruler of the barony. Barony effects. Community +6, loyalty +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3. New event, trade agreement with Sertovia. As Vanki's offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk, rebuild the Temple of the Elk. I have assumed those two are mutually exclusive, or can I rebuild it and then can I build it, pillage it? I wish I could. That would definitely would be like a lawful evil thing to do. Yeah, let's rebuild it. Oh, let's steal everything that's in it. Research into the nature of curses, Davik Nettle. Okay. So I've got a bunch of events. The main thing you should know is that the Baroness can solve some of the problems by giving orders to their representatives and advisors. But there are some things you simply can't delegate. Issues of special import, such as complicated court hearings, or serious threats to security will demand your personal presence at the capital. Information about these kinds of events will always appear on the map. Trading, blah, 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 blah. Those are all the same events I had before. Remember that you should visit the capital personally at the beginning of each month. It will be a tradition, Brevoy, and most of the river kingdoms. By tradition of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, it is then that rulers address the day's most important issues and receive visitors. Today you should choose candidates for the highest positions in the barony. It is not my place to offer my own thoughts in this. Your clerics, Jod and Tristan, were the first to ask for an audience. I shall leave you to your capable judgment. Be wise, and your rules shall be long and fruitful. Here they come. And now I can't even get to my throne to sit down. I'm tired. I was mentioning that I'm fatigued and I need to go rest, and these guys are badgering me. Jod Kavkin. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baroness. I'm confident that you'll be able to bring order to these troubled lands. I'm not. Jod stumbled slightly, though to be honest, this isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. And now there is a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we feel the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place, and what is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. Bald Hilltop has been revealed. I haven't even been able to look at my map. And this wound would undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. I swear by Erastil. I will go there as soon as I am able. Happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We have been at this whole time. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, then why? Why are you bringing it up? The curse will grow in strength, and we will predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit Bald Hilltop and resolve this issue. Okay. For now, we can only wait and prepare. I beg your pardon, you guys, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have more present words at hand right now. Yeah, like sleep. I need to sleep. The name of the barony. And according to the poll that was out there, we are going to call it Saved Lands. Oops, I don't want that to be a capital A. That'll look funny in the scripts. So the Saved Lands it will be. The problem that I really don't like, and I'm not sure why they couldn't, if they could program the Saved Lands for all the dialogue, you would think they would be able to program the name of your town, but you can't. Okay, so now we're on the thing here. So all these numbers are important. Stability is the most important one. For those of you that have never played this game before, they all do different things. Barony's population, the regent rolls that one. Loyalty is by the counselor. Military is by the general. Economy is how you get your income. Relations is basically just what it says, your diplomacy with other people. Divine is your high priest. These bottom 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the top 6 you start off with, that you can assign people. These bottom 4, arcane, which has to do with your divine rank gets up to 4, then you'll be able to put up someone here. Military gets up to 4, you'll be able to put in a warden to take care of stability. Culture is when loyalty goes up to rank 4, and then espionage is when diplomacy goes up to level 4. So these things will affect your kingdom, how things are going, what you can do. The way you affect these things is you can come in here and, like, here's my town. I have absolutely nothing built officially in my town. Okay? So, for those of you that have done this before, you can just kind of ignore this. But see, I've got nothing constructed yet. So, I can build in a 9x9 area. So, you got to kind of be careful when you're building. You can't just build willy-nilly. Okay? See, one of the things you have piers here. In piers, you have to look at all these things, and it's like, can be upgraded to a remaining requires town. Warehouses and workshops for dock ships and cargo and passengers affects lumberyard. Gives your community +1. Okay. Orphanage doesn't really give you any, gives you community and loyalty. This one gives you economy, and you upgrade it to a marina, you'll get a community. So this helps your economy go up. More money. This is community and loyalty. This one is community and loyalty. This one is economy. And if you put a peers in it, it helps one on your relations. So that, see how things are synergizing here? So you got to kind of pay attention to what you're doing. And also, sometimes these things have to be built like, what was it? Here's one. Watchtower, at the very bottom line over here, it says could only be built in separate slot. Separate slot is this thing. One that's just standing off by itself. You'll probably get 2 or 3 of these in every town location, depending on where you decide to put them down. Smithy. +1 to economy when adjacent to a shop. It's a general store, which is +1 economy when adjacent to a tavern, which affects forge, foundry, and smith. So you're going to have the shop and the smithy. So like the shop in the middle, smithy on either side. And if you look at the tavern is +1 to relations to a longhouse, +1 espionage adjacent to a barracks. So it's like you gotta think these things through. And the problem is you can't really afford to demolish buildings and rebuild them when you mess up. So the longhouse just basically community divine culture, and then it gives you all sorts of bonuses when you move out. Okay, we've got 450 build points. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put... Oh, I can't remember which way it expands. I think it expands backwards. There's something about the barracks. So it needs to be on one of the 4 sides. And the tavern needs to be adjacent to it. So usually it goes something like longhouse in the middle. And the smithy needs to be next to the shop, which needs to be next to the tavern. Which needs to be next to... So it's like shop, smithy, barracks. Okay, I'm trying to remember how I do this. So it goes something like shop goes here, tavern goes here. Oh no. I screwed that up. I hate this. Yeah. Because you want the barracks next to the giant house. You're not going to get the... The problem is you can't always get the things like I'm not going to get the espionage because I'm not going to be adjacent to a barracks. Because I want the barracks to be adjacent to the longhouse to get the stability. So you run into troubles when you try and do things like that. And then the smithy will help your military and your economy by being put there. Alright, so that's what we're going to build. We've got 310 left. We'll let that sit there for now. Okay. And then if you click on view, it just shows you that. And it'll show you when they're done, you get to see the pretty graphics. Okay. So we get out of the build menu, we come back over here. You see all these numbers over here. I have 5 total projects. 4 economy, 1 curse, and then there's 1 thing for the regions and the advisors. So, like, if you click on this, regions, it's claim the outskirts. This project costs 150 build points and requires 14 days to solve. Now, you might say, oh, cool, let's just do this. No. First thing you have to do is you have to assign advisors. We have 5 spots. We only have 4 people available. Reason being is if you click on this one, which is the treasurer, we have no candidates for this position. Again, there's only 1 companion, I believe. I think there's 2 companions with the downloadable wild cards. They give you an extra person that can actually be the treasurer. But in the base game, there's only 1 treasurer as far as player character actual characters, not NPCs. You know, the companions and you can't fill any of these roles. So here is the regent. Choose an advisor to fill his role. So what you do is you look in and you can see that both Octavia and Valerie are +2s on this. Now, I tend to put Valerie in this role simply because Octavia has that is ridiculously good on magic stuff, and I tend to wait until I can put her in on. See, I've appointed one in the beginning of construction of building, so I've done all that stuff. All right, and then this one is the one I was talking about. If I didn't have her, I'd only have Tristan to choose from. I'm still going to take Tristan because he's a +5 and she's a +4. Now in the military is the fun one. If I'd had Casil Adori, I'd actually have 3 people to choose from. You got Amiri at +3 and Reggie at +5. And this is always a tough one because they're both chaotic, and you're lawful. So no matter what you do, you're going to be at odds with them most of the time. If you take Casil Aldori, you'll have a hole in your counselor position at some point in the game. But you could have him be as your general. I usually switch between these 2. Is she really only a +3? Strength. I thought she had a 19 strength. Maybe she only has a 16. Huh. Well, let's put Reggie in there for the military then. She's a +5. And then for the title of High Priest, you put John or Aram. Aram favors unusual but effective solutions. Basically, Aram's chaotic, neutral, and Joe it's lawful something. I know Aram's a +4, so I'm basically taking the best pluses right now, early on. I might switch them out later. And then I can't assign a treasurer because I don't have anybody. So now that you have that done, we've got curses. We could go and look into this. Choose an advisor. It would have to be Aram. But I really don't want to tie him up for 45 days. So we'll hold off on the curses. Economy. We've got a lot here. This takes 100 build points. and 60 days. And dies up Aram for that time frame. You can pillage it with Reggie. Only takes 14 days to pillage it. It costs you 10 to do it, and you get 150, so you net 140. This requires 7 days. It doesn't cost you anything, and he can build we can build a shrine for free. So I think I'm going to go ahead and assign him to do that because it's an automatic. You just have to spend the time at it. And then there's the trade agreement with Sertovia. We've got to have a treasurer, and it costs way more than you'll ever get out of it. So that's one that'll sit out there and never, ever, ever, ever be done. We don't have any events yet. We do have this. Now we can actually do this. This would take 14 days. The choice is Tristan at +7 or Val at +4. She probably would do Tristan at +. I don't think it matters. I don't think you can fail it. It's just who do you want to tie up for 14 days. So before we do that, one thing I do need to do is I need to get out of here and show you the rest of the layout of the place. Over here is my private chambers. So I have my own bed and everything to rest in. And over here, there's usually, this is where my chest is. And this is the chest that was in, what you call it? Oleg's Tavern. Oleg's trading post or whatever. So this is my chest of all my stuff. So it's come back. It stays with me. It moves around magically. So, oh, yes, I have an agile Rapa that I was going to give to my girl, Octavia. Because she needs a rapier. That's her weapon of choice. I don't know who I'd give a punching dagger +1 to. Okay. So that's my shared stash. There was something over here. Yeah. You also pick up a flail. It's a +1 flail. I think I give that to... Is it Aram? Yes. Aram's got to go up levels. But I think that he uses... Yeah, he normally uses a flail. That's his favorite thing, so I'm going to give him the +1 flail. And Octavia uses a rapier as her melee weapon, so I'm going to give her a rapier. She gets the magic rapier. Okay. As you can see, I'm sitting there on fatigue. So I need to rest. I believe I have everybody's spells. Set. My other memorizing spellcaster. It's Octavia. Yeah. Alright, so my memorizing spellcasters are set. So, before we go off and do anything else, thought that I would go do a bed rest. That will keep me at full. And time-wise, 47:10 of the 6th month. 9th day of the 6th month, so 9th of June, 47:10. Which means like by 47... 13 or 14. I think there's 3 or 4 game years you get to do this. And trust me, everything travels really fast here when you have to do things in your kingdom. Because, boy. And then to mess with this, you go here. If I remember right, he's... Yes, this is the old elf. Let's go talk to the old elf. Storyteller. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled, and his beard is as white as mountain snow. Man seems to be completely blind. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody, swaying back and forth slightly to its rhythm. Man shudders briefly and stops singing. His mouth opens and closes a few times, bringing to mind a fish brought ashore. Ah, who is there? Is that you, your grace? How could you tell it was me? It's not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way she walks. No one in here steps as confidently as you, your grace. Who are you? An elf from Kaonan. My name is not important. I am the storyteller, collector of stories. I collect unknown legends of ancient times. The man smiles, but it doesn't seem to be directed toward you. Long ago, I was a smith in Kaonan. The fire of the forge has burned out my eyes, but I am grateful for it. If I could see, I would yet forge suits of armor for Ayadara's guards. Instead, I have stepped on the path of an adventurer and gatherer of ancient legends. Many peoples are long dead, their homes crumbled to dust, and their bodies turned to ash. Only legends can still tell us of their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. I've always been drawn to the Stolen Lands, where countless expeditions, armies, and even kingdoms have met their untimely ends. When I learned of a new barony being formed in the heart of these lands, I knew I wanted to be a part of its story, so I made the journey here. Ugh. Really, huh? By my unusual looks, I am an elf, and an old one, yes, perhaps older than any other elf of Kaonan. However, I doubt my age alone is responsible for my appearance. I keep the stories of many people and races, some forever gone from the face of Galarian. But they live on in my memory and my heart. When I accept a new story, I lock it within myself, bearing the weight of its words and the emotions they invoke. I sometimes think that I probably should have died long ago, but some incomprehensible force is keeping me alive and granting me the ability to continue my quest to gather stories. Be it divine power or a fell curse, I am grateful either way. Jakata trade stories. I am a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it, whether willingly or not. Can I be certain you will keep my stories intact in their absolute purity? Storyteller ponders for several moments. No, I do not think so, at least not yet. Okay. These are the most precious valuables of this world, the last remnants of ancient tribes. They are beacons illuminating the way to the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path to the past must not be lost. But I can offer you a deal, Your Grace. If on your journeys you discover items that come from eras past, bring them to me. And if my eyes can see the stories that these relics hold, I would gladly share them with you. And if you find all the pieces of any ancient artifacts, I can even recall my smithing skills to unite them and restore their power. Huh. I can ask him to be a rider in my court. That's right, I usually have him be the curator, don't I? Guy who takes care of culture. Do I have relics in my backpack? I don't think I have any. Interesting. May I, Grace? He gently touches the items from your pack. A coin from non-existent country. When Coral the Conqueror mastered Rosslyn, having claimed it for Revoid, he prohibited the issuance of such and use of such coins. The ordinary folk and the Eldori sword lords were required to use new coins, decorated with Coral's profile, but no one was quick to be rid of these prohibited coins. Oh no, in many houses they still store boxes and whole chests of such coins, waiting for the day when Rosslyn declares its independence. Ancient Rosslandic coin. Coins 200. Huh, they're worth 200 apiece. Okay. Let's see, I need... Wise advisor at my court. Thank you for your words. I am unlikely to be able to interpret the intricacies of the political world or the affairs of the treasury, but my advice regarding the magic of the arts would be useful to any ruler. Okay, so I have to wait for you to fill a role that you can actually fill. Then I can throw you in it. Okay, cool. I'll leave you to your legends till we meet again. I stare ahead blankly. Okay. So we met the storyteller. Where are we at on time? Hour and a half in. Do we want to go meet some other people? Who else do we need to meet? I probably should go claim those lands. I always find it odd that I can't actually walk outside the door, so you can't click out here. I can only walk up to the door. They won't let me walk out on the porch. It's very rude. Alright, I'm going to claim the outskirts. I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. As I go here... Yeah, just take everybody. It's going to load up the map. I'm not actually going to leave. I'll show you what I'm going to do.
I greet you, my savior.
Uh-oh.
You who defeated those who nearly brought my ruin.
Guardian of the Bloom. The appearance of the nymph was heralded by the familiar bouquet of herbs and flowers, and the creature looks at you differently now.
I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power?
Sounds like a monkey thing to do.
I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins, long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lady, and come alone. A nymph's reward awaits you.
I won't see you soon. I've found that the timing of this, I have never been able to get there before I'm like done with chapter 2. Possibly halfway into chapter 3. It's like, you say, yeah, I'll be there soon, but you can't get there before you get done with chapter 2 because things come fast and furious. After this first month, stuff comes at you so fast that you can't really do it. And she wants me to go there alone, which, yeah, that's scary. Going anywhere alone in this world is a scary proposition. So, yeah, okay. I'll see you in the Verdant
So
Chambers.
long. I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter snow.
Yeah. What does this say? How many of you have to do to act in the face of danger and defend the line? Look at that, yes, that thing. Just fine. Alright, so they're having a little conversation. So I was annoyed. Alright, we can go up here. We've got some merchants here. If I remember right. This is Verdun and Hasuf. Dark skinned man with a happy smile on his face. He is dressed luxurious in his dark hair and neat mustache are exquisitely coiffed. He has. We have price by different. He has a bag of holding for 25,000 gold. 25,000 gold! Am I gonna get 25,000 gold? This helps with kineticis. Stratagem right here. It's a +2 finesse. Interesting. Eternal Hunter. Oh, a Ring of Protection +2, which I can't afford. Flame God Tower Shield. +1 Tower Shield grants its wielder +3 resistance bonus on reflex saving throws and fire resistance of 10. That's what I want to get for Val. Flame Guard Tower Shield is really cool until you get to until you get like 3/4 of the way through the game, then you get some really good stuff. Same thing with the Flaming Bastard Sword. The Beast King is cute. Cloak of Shadows is cute, but not really worth it. These are nice to have. +5 confidence on all trickery skills. So you can give them to Lindsay to start with, and if she fails, then you hand them to Octavia, and then if she fails, then you try them on yourself, and if they fail, you just keep handing them off to everybody so they get an extra +500 trickery until you actually make the die roll. So I'm going to be buying those. Dexterity and strength. He doesn't have any constitution belts. Does have a few potions of like heroism and stuff. Scroll of haste. Those are important. Scroll of fireball. Scrolls of cures. I probably should do this like, here's the magic items. Weapons. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. He has 1,000 quarterstaffs. So I understand that there's a spell or something that requires you to have a quarterstaff that gets consumed by it. So he's got 1,000 of them, so you can just pick up, 5 or 6. Use them in your spell. Armor-wise, he doesn't have the good set. This is a nice, that would take us up to an armor class 10. What are you at now, Val? What are you at now? Something's armor class 9. Probably don't need to spend that little bit of money. Wait till I can get one that's going to be like a full plate. Dinosaur bones. This is very important that you know where the dinosaur bones are, because there's a spell called Legendary Proportions that just makes you an absolute beast, and you need these to cast that spell. Build points, I can just buy build points here for gold. And then there's all sorts of things here. Oh, always need rope. Whenever you see a vendor have rope, buy it. You can never have enough. I'm not sure about rations. I have 18. Might need to buy 6 more. There's a crowbar. Buy the crowbar. Whenever you see really weird tools like that, just buy them. Buy them and don't sell them. Just keep them on hand, because you will use them at some point. Just wonderful things. Usually I like to carry around 24 camping supplies. Well, let's just do that right now. We'll buy another 6. Just so I have them. Okay. So he's got... This one you want to do by type because of what it is. Potion of Cure, Potion of Serious, Potion of Heroism, Inflict Moderate. Some Scrolls of Cure Serious. Fireball, Scroll of Glitter Dust, Scroll of Haste. Holds. Haste Deserts, Don't Splash. He's got a Wand of Fireball. Ooh, caster level 8, Wand of Fireball. Wand of Scorching Ray. Caster 8 Fireball, that's 8d6 damage. Only 9 charges, but... I might need to pick that up just to have it in our arsenal, just in cases. Because the wand is level 8, but the scrolls are only level 5. So that wand might be worthwhile trying to pick up. Okay. It's just things I gotta remember to get. Oh! Eyes of the Eagle. +5 competency bonus on perception. Inspired Wisdom. Cloak of Resistance +1, 2, which I should probably get. I don't know. That helps with saving throws, so I probably need to really go ahead and get that. But I only have like 5,000 gold pieces. Other than the Flaming Bastard Sword. Oh, there's a Flail +2. Can't afford it. This is a two-handed weapon, right? Yeah. So I can't really afford a Flail +2 right now. 8,300. Or this one at 15,000. So I need to go get things and get more money. So this is a small bag of holding for 100. And then he has a large one that holds an extra 200, which is 25,000. You really want to try and shoot for that as soon as you can figure out a way to get the money to get it, because being able to carry an extra 300 pounds is massively important when you have characters like myself and Lindsay, even Octavia when she comes along, and Tristan. We don't have strength. And strength determines how much you can carry off the place. So an extra 300 pounds, right now I have an extra 100 pounds, but an extra 300 pounds, that would be really huge. But 25,000 is still very hard to come by. Okay. So that's what he does. This guy over here is interesting, if I remember right. Verdell. Young dwarf, red-haired, neat, surprisingly clean-shaven, stands leaning against a sledgehammer. Busy reading some book, but as you approach, he looks up and bows slightly. Greetings, your grace. I'm Verdell, a blacksmith. What can I help you? What can I do to help you? What are you reading? Well, different things. It's nice to take a rest with a good book. Just now it's Valor and Honor, 10 Adventures of the Splendid Willis Gunderson in Absalom. Okay. We can go into his backstory maybe offline sometime. So Grace wishes. Okay. Let's do this in price descending because I can't afford a lot. Oh, look at that. Damnate full plate. Damnate full plate. Armor class 10? That's it? Max dexterity, -2 in the armor check penalty. Cold iron weapons. Look, Ma, we have cold iron weapons. Finally. Not many of them. Only has 3? So it doesn't have a lot, but it does have cold iron stuff. We've needed cold iron to take on some of those fey creatures, so it's something that we need to kind of keep in our pocket. Rather expensive right now. 6,000 for that, 5,000 for a hand axe, 4,500 for an iron sword, iron longsword. Doesn't have any cold iron. Daggers, that's all I really want. Let's make sure I have something that's cold iron. Okay. So, that's his army. That's his things. Doesn't have any magic. Doesn't have anything. Doesn't have any consumables. So, armor and weapons. Well, we've got an extra. Let's get our 2 gold pieces from him. Give him a flail to sell this in the future. Huh, okay. Alright, well, again, I only have 5,000 gold. Probably need to get a cold iron longsword or something. Because it's also magic, see? I really don't need it to be totally magic, but okay. Let's get out of here. And Zarcy. She's cute, too. Thieving Girl looks as though she's made of springs. She cannot stand still for a moment. She nods her head, snaps her fingers, and taps her feet to an inner whirling song. Seeing you, she quickly waves her hand and breaks into a wide smile and immediately starts jabbering. Your Grace, welcome. What do you want? How shall I have them? You won't regret it. My suppliers bring more scrolls for sale. If you manage to attract more mages to your lands, more mages, more demand, and more goodies for you. So go build them libraries, and we'll both profit from it. Who are you? Sarcy the Letter Gobbler, yet if there is best spells, charms, jinxes, and hexes to the best baroness across all the River Kingdoms. Buy it all. Don't be stingy. Yeah, I won't regret it. Okay. Let's see what she got. It's tight. Scrolls of Acid Arrow, Skull Beast Shape, Blindness, Bone Shaker, Burning Hands. Cause Fear, Corrosive Touch. Great Pit. I don't know, guys. Lots of good scrolls here. And I do know as you go up level, these scrolls get better. So, right now I don't see anything that I really need. That's only a level 1 one, right? Yeah. I don't see anything I need right now. Okay, but she's got scrolls. And she's fun to talk to because she's crazy. Crazy tiefling lady. Okay. So that's the people that are out here. Now I was going to show you what I was going to go do. Run down here. And you can go and loot your houses too, if you want. Come out here. It doesn't matter who we take, because what we're doing is we're trying to figure out where we're going to put our village. Got distracted there by the merchants. Come on. Alright, so there you are, right? Now what you can do is you look up here. So this is the Shrike Hills. Okay, do they have... this is the Northern Gnarl Marches. Here's the outskirts, which is up here by Oleg's thing. So what you want to try and do is you're trying to say, okay, the outskirts is up here somewhere. So what you're trying to do is figure out where, like, how far is it to here? That's 18 hours. Okay. So you probably can pick, like, somewhere in here, maybe like here for your village. You really want to be on a river where for your early villages. They just tend to work better. You have more options to try and get your stat things up. Oh, there is one thing I do need to build in my kingdom too. So anyway, with the outskirts, if you claim the outskirts, then you would put your first village would probably be on here or here. You could put it up much closer to him. So like here. But I usually like to drop it like here or here, because it's about a day. You want to keep everything within like 18 to 24 hour march, because that's about as far as you can march before you have to rest with your people. And if you get to a village, you can rest for free. You don't have to worry about people ambushing you or whatever. So you tend to try to build your villages roughly 18 hours marching away. And the way that you tell is you come out on the map and you say, okay, how far is it to this place and this place? And then you tend to be able to build a halfway decent network where you don't... It's not very long for, it's like a day's march for you to get to anywhere. In the future, once you get your mage person up, your whatever they're called, the person who runs your magic stuff, your arcane person, they get up to like level 2 or 3. Then you can actually start building teleport circles in your villages, and it doesn't really matter where you place the later ones. It's just the first couple that you want to make sure they're within a day's march so that you can get to them in a hurry. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to wherever the heck I am. We go back here. Now if you see, there's Bald Hilltop. So like we can just go like that, go like this. See, now we have a way of getting there quickly. And this will connect up with that. There's a ruined watchtower, so now we have something to go for. There's the Gnarl Marches, so we'll have to come back down here. So now we're going to come back to our kingdom. Been out traveling for roughly a day. And we can go over on this side and explore this part of our kingdom. And down here, somewhere on the Skunk River, there's a fort that you can get across to get into the Gnarl Marches. The southern southern? Yeah, south Gnarl Marches. Gnarl Marches. North Gnarl Marches. They won't call these the West Gnarl Marches. They just call them the Direwolf Gnarl Marches. Which is where her, that's where her verdant chambers are. So you can see, that's a long last way away with no roads, so you have no idea how to get there. So it's like, yeah, by the time I get there, I'm well into chapter 2, and I just have to finish chapter 2 before I can go visit her at all. And one thing about the game, I will warn everybody, as the chapters come up and you're doing stuff, do them. Don't worry about the side quests. Most of your side quests have much longer time frames than the story quests. So if you're, suddenly think that you're going in the story mode thing, go ahead and get it done. All right, so let's go back in here. Now, the nice thing about when you go in here is you can go to your throne room, main square, or the tavern. Okay, I'm going to go back to the throne room because we should get some more events here if I do this. Okay, so we don't have any new events yet. So what we're going to do, this is the boring part of the game, so to speak. So we're going to go ahead and claim the outskirts. It's going to cost me 150. So I'll be down to like 160 build points. And I'm going to go ahead and... it doesn't matter, you're tied up for the 14 days no matter what we do. Take Tristan. And we start the claim. Now this is going to run us through 14 days, so we'll be at the 24th of June when we get out of here. Which is halfway towards our things. And we should get a bunch of events to deal with. There we are. Okay. So now, see, and then they show you your big map. So I have all the outskirts here. So the outskirts go all the way out to here. Okay. Now, so he's gonna, first shrine in your capital will be built free of charge. So we finished that. And now see, there's a whole, these things are all here, but we've gained 4 events. So now we have all sorts of things here. So, counselor awaits in the throne room. An advisor wants to discuss an urgent matter. Resolved by visiting the throne room. So we won't go there. Aram has a request, so I have to go to the throne room to talk to Aram. Mysterious cult. Mysterious cult promoting idleness and debauchery has emerged in the region. This deprivation must be stopped. This is a problem. Problems must be dealt with. They will break your kingdom if you do not. And it's telling me I have to do it before the 1st of the 7th month. It requires a DC of 13 on 20 and 18 days to solve. So who do I have? I can send Aram or I can send Valerie. Okay. So let's go check out what the other one is. This is an opportunity. Opportunities you don't have to do. If you don't do an opportunity, you just don't get the possible bonus. If you do this, like, let's just say we had Tristan trying to do this. You get +3 loyalty on success or triumph if I have him do it. If I have Reggie do it, I get +3 military on a success or triumph. Okay? But if I don't do it at all, there's no minuses. But now I go back to the problem thing. Who's I going to send? You get +3 divine on a success or triumph. They don't tell you what your minuses are, but just as a warning, if it says problem, you need to assign somebody to deal with it. So you can see he has a 70% chance. Now you have these crisis points. These are not the places to use them on this stuff. There are some much bigger ones that are going to have much nastier DCs. You know, with his +6, he's got a 70% chance. Let him do it, right? And then over here, we also need to level him up. This one was... Who do I want to tie up? Tristan or Reggie? For how many days? 17 days. That'll take me right into the time when everything bad is going to happen, because we already spent 14 days, right? 17 days. Well, I've got to start it if I'm going to do it. What do I want more? Loyalty or military? That's probably the wrong thing to do, but we're going to go ahead and do that. He's got an 80% chance. We're going to go ahead and start that event. We're going to go ahead and start his event. They're going to work through whatever that first thing is. Notice out here on the map, you see the little pictures? Shows you where they're kind of working within your kingdom on things. Rank up. Economy. Training. Classes. Other regions. Okay, so I've claimed that. So now, when you get up here, you see all these little signposts. These are the places you can put your village. Now you could put it way out here, but that's kind of silly. So what I was, where I was showing you before, it was like here or here. I think I'm going to put it here. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just put it out in the plains out here. You wouldn't get any of your water buildings to be able to be built. But this is... I think this was the one that was about 18 hours away. You should be able to, like, go here, rest, and go up by Oleg's thing relatively quick. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and build this village here. And they want to call it Trade Guard. Now, I didn't think about this beforehand on what we would change the names of the cities to. So I'm going to stay with these because if you go look in a wiki guide, they'll refer to these with these names. With the in-game names. So I'm just going to let them use the in-game names for our stream so that if you go refer to a wiki about what I'm doing, you'll understand where the cities are and what they can do. So we built that, right? Increase the ranks of any barony stat. Okay, what are they talking about? You go over here to the stats, right? We've got a loyalty 20, military 10, economy 13, community 11. So you've got to get like 20 points to rank up in things. Now, the most important one is anytime you're building stuff, you want to build your stability up. Because like right now, so you see how the bottom line says how many build points you get out of this? 0, 0. You get 1 for this rank. And I get 1 for this rank, and 1 for this rank, and 1 build point for this rank, and 1 build point for this rank. So as you go up, you want to get yourself ranked up so that you can get up there. And what happens down here on this, you have 0 base income, plus 5 from stat ranks, plus 0 income from regions. Those are various events and things that you can do. And right now you're getting 30 from Brevoy subsidy. At some point, and you pay 3 taxes on the income from your own. At some point, you'll quit paying taxes, but you'll also lose the 30 Brevoy subsidy. So you need to have yourself, with your various incomes and things, you need to have yourself at least at that base 30 plus all of your stat bonuses and stuff. So that's all sort of economy stuff like this. And you get your stuff every week. So like in that 14 days, I got 2 sets of 32, so I went up to 64, even though I spent 50 to build this village. I still had like 224 when I started. What that also lets me do is do something here, and this is something I forgot to do in the other place. So we're going to go into here. I will build a longhouse. This one's a little bit harder to build. I can't remember how it's done. I can't remember how to do this. Can't remember if it's on this side or this side because I can't remember which way it expands. I know it expands over there. Gives me like 4 more over there. I don't think it goes back down this way. So I'm gonna just I dropped the longhouse there. And then there's up here, this thing. You get a +2 bonus to resolving problems in this region. Restricted to baronies with a lawful alignment. So if you're not lawful good, lawful neutral, and lawful evil, you can't build this. And for 20 build points, you get +2 to your die rolls. So that's one of the things I always need to build, like someplace that's not going to need bonuses for adjacency. So like maybe over here. Or over in this corner. So it doesn't have any adjacency bonus, so it's like just stick it someplace. And then I used to be able to. Alright, and that's the other thing I need to do in here is I want to build a bulletin board someplace to give me the extra +2. That's a barracks. It's a smithy. He doesn't have. He's adjacent to the shop here, so he doesn't get any other bonuses. I really want to get this out there. So, for now, I'm just gonna drop it there in the corner. Because it'll be 5 days. So those things will both be done before I have to do any event claiming out there. Alright, what's my time? Alright, a little over 2 hours. So, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do for the next few days. Oh, there we go. Tristan lowers his head. Greeting, Baroness. I'm sorry to take you away from other affairs, but your people need you. Okay. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baroness, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people. Show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony, but I recommend orange are fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. And then you get to choose choice effects here. So, choice effects. Community +2, culture +2. Solde fair for the common people. If you were to be a snob. +2, economy +2, relations. I don't care to arrange anything. We can do without the festivities. Give me my money. 20 build points. Pick up your own mind. I don't care who we pander to. That'd be like a chaotic good or a chaotic good person. Chaotic neutral, right? I don't care who we pander to. Well, I'm lawful good. This sounds like this is a good at least. This sounds like this might be lawful evil. Oh no. Economy and relations. Community and culture. Well, role-playing, I think she would go for the common people. Right? She's not It's not like she's a paladin or some high noble, background person that would care about the power of the wealthy, right? Help the people. Support the counselor's endeavors. What does that mean? Do I have a new... No, I have to talk to Aram. I have to lever him up. He runs his fingers through his beard and clears his throat for a few times and speaks at last. I heard, not that it's important, but well... Here's his throat again. I heard that an ancient trade route built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains. Okay, Five Kings Mountains. Five Kings Mountains are tall and opposing peaks, rich with ore and iron bloom mushrooms. Heavily populated by dwarves, they are the largest center of dwarven culture on or beneath Golarion. High Helm, the largest dwarven city on Golarion, is located under one of its peaks. Okay. Runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here, and possibly not only the road. Well, Fiona, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Do I care why he wants to do this? Am I nosy? Let's be nosy. You guys want to know why he wants to do it, right? I shouldn't, probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you need to scratch it. Of course, it's foolish and vain, but I still wish to look at them. Okay. We'll take you to them. Thank you, well, thank you. I like it, Harem. You're a gloomy doomy person. Alright, now what? I don't remember there being a third person. Okay, so I was at Ulg's trading post recently, and I noticed old Boken. Remember Boken? The guy that we gave the mushrooms to? Just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is the most unfortunate. After all, the old Grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, since the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. Then it struck me, why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decorations and tinctures... decoctions, I'm sorry, not decorations. Decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchant. Oh, there's a cool one. I think we have something to go do. A brilliant idea, why not hire Boken as a court alchemist? Talk to Boken. Okay, so we've got things to do in our journal. Look at all this stuff that came up in our journal. How to build a kingdom. Increase rank of anyone with barony stat. Didn't I just do that? An ancient curse. Develop in 25 days and 23 hours. Loyal servants. Some people say the most important position is that of treasurer. The applicant of this position must be surrounded without doubt. No such mortal exists. Yeah, I gotta find one. There are plenty of lands around the capital that seem to be known as a heroine of claim them. Caesar not. Oh yeah, did that. And then court alchemist. So here's a kingdom quest. Ooh. I guess I have to go talk to him at Oleg's trading post, huh? And then this is Aram's thing, and this is Amiri's. Oh no, this is just a room. The name suggested the Baroness set off to her chambers, an old tree growing inside the ruins in the middle of the woods. She didn't invite anyone else. Looks like the chimp is only interested in offering a reward to the Baroness. Oh, I don't like this suggestion. If I were the bearer's shoes, I'd definitely stock up on invisibility potions or some other means to avoid trouble. Yeah, well, number one, I'm going to have to be up a couple levels because by the time I get able to travel there, we're in the middle of this next chapter. We don't have time. We simply just do not have time. Okay. So, I guess we'll go talk to Balkan and see if we can get through the first part here. Sorry for all the boring stuff there. 2 hours of me just talking and showing you how the ugly stuff works. Okay. I think we're all set. We're not going to take Aram on this one. I will level Aram up offline. I'm going to keep him as a regular cleric for the first couple levels here. Come here. Come on, Fiona. We're going to go outside. I'll leave all that stuff. We'll just take this group since I know how to use them. I probably should take Reggie and Octavia just to see how they work together. Okay. So if I travel to here, that takes me 20 hours. If I travel to here, takes me 26 hours because I'm going through clear terrain. Okay, yeah, I probably should have put the villages down on this side. Put it up a little too high. Alright, it's going to take us a day and 2 hours. We're going to have to rest because we went running around a little bit before that. Oh, a random encounter. Let's fight it. We haven't had any of this in the whole day here, so an entire stream of not getting anything done. Yeah.
Share your troubles.
Put up a remove fear.
Adayan.
Put up a delay poisons. We have no idea what we're gonna face.
My skills are absolute.
Bark skin.
Here.
Hey, bark skin.
See.
Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I put a bark skin on Lindsay.
Just letting the ink dry.
I don't think we need to do the mage armor. Let's just everybody go forward. Bandits. Let's just go get them.
What for Gorum?
Miri, you are going to go charge that one. Rage up. Go charge that one. Go get it. Did very much damage. Almost killed it with one shot. And I'm going to go up and hit this one.
This will hurt.
And she's going to run up and not hit this one. Because she's using the wrong weapon. That's right, I have her using the sword. Just run up here.
Unworthy.
Repent. Yes.
Val? Lindsay, sing. Move up. Mary? Please?
Tear them apart.
You missed! Mary!
You should have run. Wretched things.
He can't hit with a deck.
Yes.
The wolf critically hit me. Valerie!
Let us run.
Oh, Mary actually got critically hit, huh? Okay. Come on. Just take all their stuff. Let's sell it to Oleg here. It's funny, with her raging having extra hit points, that 15-point critical hit only ended up taking 60 points off of her total. So we're not going to bother with a heal here. We're going to see if we can get to Oleg.
Adventures can wait.
Can we make it? Yes, we can make it. We're resting the trading post.
I'm hungry. When we
May
stop.
we have a moment of respite?
Yes. Why is everybody not together? Where we're headed? We're headed into Oleg's Tavern. We're gonna rest. So I think we can still rest here. It's nighttime, of course.
In due time.
Let's go over here to Oleg. Sell off those. Do we really need this? I don't think so. Yeah, see, he still doesn't get any cold iron things. Just has a bunch of +1s. And armor-wise, he's kind of the same thing. It's the stuff that I sold him. Does have some +2 thingies there. Does have a belt of Constitution +2, which I really need to get to put on Octavian. Does have another ring of protection +1. This is the golden turd that we found. I sold him the golden turd. Well, I'm not sure what I should do there. Oh, deal that. I'll get some money out of it. Let's go in here. Oh, Cressel must have died.
This requires your attention.
Huh. Didn't know we had a secret compartment with lots of your money. We're going to steal it. So I think if we go over here, we can rest. Yes, I can still sleep here. So this won't consume any of my supplies, so we'll go ahead and rest here. Alright. Go back downstairs. Huh. Okay, that's just a lot of her background. Okay. And then we need to go over and talk to Vulcan. That's why I was here. Oh, it's you. Want to buy something? Would you like to become my court alchemist? Peers at you with an inquisitory squint. A court alchemist? Me? That'd be a first. Vulcan finally sighs and waves his hand. Gah, fine. Come what may. You've been kind to me. Killed those damn spiders and brought an old man some berries. I'll work for you. Just one thing, though. I need a new laboratory. Some place to keep all my bottles and ingredients. A workshop, yes. And as for me, don't you worry. I'll do my part. We gained 180 experience points. This is ridiculous. I've gained almost like 1,000 experience points just running around doing stuff. So, do stuff, guys. You just get experience points. That's the way this game works. If you expect all your experience points to come from battles, that's not true. You will get some from knocking off enemies and stuff, but almost all the major experience points gains come from doing all the storyline stuff. Okay, so we've got Vulcan happy.
I'm there.
We have to go build him things, which means we have to get out. We have to get out of here. Hey, everybody. Get out. So my chest travels. My chest magically traveled to Oleg's tavern, and when I get back to my home, back to my kingdom, it will magically have traveled back to my bedroom. It's a magical test. It bounces around a lot. Okay. I could try to connect up some of these roads on my way home. Actually, go here. There's baddies there. What does this one do? Culture. Culture and... Oh, let's go. See how this works. I forget how this works. We're gonna go do this. Okay, if we go here... it requires 15 production build points out of 84 in the treasury. Okay. Go ahead and grab that, because there's some more loyalty. I think I can, from here, I can just... No, I have to go here. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to go... There's exclamation point in my kingdom, so something's happened. Travel down there. A random encounter. We will fight it. Because I'm not getting a lot of this kind of stuff going on. This time, let's do it
Well.
correctly. Oh, I paused. I'm going to do mine.
I'm listening.
He does remove fear. And avoid poison. And that'll be good enough. What are we running into? Where are my bad guys? Come on, there's gotta be bad guys. Are there no bad guys? Did they run away? This has happened to me before. Where you run around the map and there's nobody there. There's a bad guy.
Ends here.
Skipping people. What am I facing? A ferocious monitor lizard.
Strike.
All you can do is run up here because you're very, very slow. Lindsay, go ahead and sing. Let's give my girlfriend a blessing. So, Miri, I don't think you can get there. Yes, you can! So much for the lizard. Can we skin the lizard? We got the skinned lizard. Okay. That was just weird that it wouldn't put everybody in the same place. Okay. Let's get out of here. Keep on our way. See what's going on in our kingdom here. If I have to be back in the throne room to deal with this. Oh, if I go to the kingdom. Okay, so that was just telling me that I did my thing. And I did my thing. Okay. Rank up. Oh, he's busy. I can't rank him up, he's busy. Okay. I forgot, I have been being busy. Alright, so, I actually was going to connect up this road back here, wasn't I? So that connects up that road. Next trip up here, we'll connect up some more roads. Let's come down here. I'm gonna go this way to connect up this road.
Adventures can wait.
Alright, let's go ahead and camp. We need to see what our camp looks like anyway. That seems like about the best we can do. Let's use rations. If we need them. There we go.
Your sword is so heavy. Maybe you should carry a smaller weapon and wear more serious armor.
Yeah, right. Why do I need armor? My enemies can barely raise their hands before they fall on the ground. That wouldn't be so easy if I was swinging a toothpick.
Yeah, I didn't expect us to get the hearty meal. To get our knowledge world up, or get somebody with better knowledge world to do the cooking. Alright, guess I'll just go along and connect up the roads here on our way back. So we come down to here, we come down to here. What's that one? What does it say? Rat no kill. Okay. Trail in the hills. Oh, another fight! Let's fight it. Let us fight. We don't get any fights here.
I'm always ready.
Works.
I'm listening.
Works.
Something bothering you?
Everybody together. What are we fighting? What are we fighting? Centipedes? Centipedes?
You cannot stand against me.
Centipedes? Centipedes? Centipedes don't have treasure. I don't want centipedes. I want things like cobalts. Things that I can skin. Okay. We're gonna go here. We're gonna connect up this little bitty road. We're gonna come back. Now we've done a pretty good job of connecting up the roads, right? Let's travel back to our base. See, there's something else happened in there, so let's go in here and let's go back to our throne room, shall we? Something happened in our little foray here. Oh, I need to come out here anyway because I have to build something for... What's his name? An event has happened. Merchants in the capital! New merchants have arrived in the capital. Okay, I need to go visit more merchants. 14 days, 15 days. I was going to go build Boken thingy-majiggy. Right? I think you have to build it in this one. You have to build it in the outskirts. Build, there should be like Boken's. Yeah, Boken's alchemical shop. Does cost 30. It is expensive. To a tavern or a longhouse gets a +1 economy. So if we put it here, that's going to be the longhouse. So that'll give us a +1 economy. Doesn't hurt to have the extra economy building up. So when we do get the treasure, we can just rank stuff up. Merchants in the capital. Okay. Well, at least it's not like the sky is falling kind of event. Merchants in the capital. We have to go out and sell stuff anyway. So let's go talk to the merchants in the capital. That's my experience points anyway. 4,500 or so for me, which means more for everybody else. Okay, we're gonna go out to here because we go out this way. Now we can go different places. We can go to the main square or the tavern. I haven't been to the tavern yet. But they said new merchants, so let's go to the main square. There should be another merchant out here. Is Valerie over here?
I do what I must.
Who's Valerie talking to? Who are you talking to, Valerie? Greetings, Edison. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. I don't think we really need to go through all that. Alright. Delia, who are you? You see a stout man, suited in well-worn armor. His face is framed in silvery stubble, and his fleshy nose is red and pockmarked. He radiates perfect calm. As you approach, he bows respectfully and with dignity. Highland, your grace, captain of the city guard. The young dwarf girl salutes you awkwardly. Delia, assistant to the captain, happy to serve your grace. Guards, for that matter. I came here from Restov with a dozen of my best guards, by order of Lady Tamande or Lori, your grace. I hired the rest of them from among the locals. Don't you worry, your grace. We are now the subjects of the barony. We've sworn to serve you faithfully and loyally, and you can count on us. Besides, we draw our salary from your chest. He looks at the female guard, raising his brow, then sighs and looks at you. Of course, every one of us is ready to die protecting your grace. But there's still some work to be done when it comes to discipline. You know that dwarven author Baldric Zibras? Garlic Tundras? The name escapes me. My boneheads used to read his books about guards' duty. Right on guard duty. I'll have to teach them a lesson or two. Do the guards have everything they need? Munitions and supplies, your grace. Salary's fair. We've enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Of course, the town is growing. It would be nice to expand the ranks, but we can manage that ourselves. Do I need to learn more about him? I don't think so. Have a quiet shift. We'll come back and talk to him later. I'm probably going to go back through a lot of these conversations again with like an offline one where I'm just going to run around town and try and talk to everybody and figure out what the heck is going on with some of these people. But it's like... Okay. Where was I going? Oh, merchants. I'm trying to find merchants. There's supposed to be more merchants. Where are all the merchants? Merchants. There should be merchants. Who are you? Arsino. A woman in rich gold embroidered clothes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes are the color of molten gold, shine brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, noble ruler of these lands. My name is Arsino. I am a messenger from the temple of Abadar in Absalom. I came here assuming the citizens of young barony could use the services of a priest. What services do you offer? Divine scrolls, quite useful even if you don't have anyone in your party. You can read them while you're in celibate or indeed in any place with a cleric willing to help. The only person will open your bag and choose the scroll you wish to cast. I'll be happy to read it for you. However, take care out there in the wilderness. Scrolls used about someone who can read it. Use a scroll on your journeys. You need a spellcaster whose magical training covers such spells or some skilled in magical devices. Okay, you're an Asmere. Well, it's easy to tell, isn't it? Yes, I'm an Asmere, and although I'm not sure when the blood of the Celestials appeared in my family among all my relatives and known ancestors, I'm the only one who inherited it. I must admit, I'm glad this lot fell to me. It draws more attention to me and a useful trait for priests who wish to gather a congregation. How'd you come to be in my barony? That's a long story, not terribly exciting one. I was born and raised in Avalon. I saw a little point in staying there. Its purpose in promoting the faith of Avatar in a city already so large and well-developed. No, I was drawn back to backwater places where civilization was just beginning to emerge. It gives me such joy to see the first stones of a new settlement being laid, or to see wilderness that once harbored monsters and criminals become a safe, cozy home for people. During my life to my travels, choosing to visit places like your barony, allow me to stay. It's a place after my own heart, a city growing after the remain of a bandit lord's lair is exactly the sort of triumph of civilization of Avatar prescribes. Hope my skills as a priest will be of service to these lands and their citizens. Ah, okay. Let's see what she has. Scrolls of Atonement, Cleanse, Cure. She's got lots of scrolls of cures. Okay, we can come here for cure scrolls. She's not going to have potions. But Jathael can come here for inflicts, which is basically her cures. We've got protection from acid communal. Oh, level 7s. They're very expensive. Acid, cold, electricity, fire. Communal ones are the important ones because, yeah, 840 is 5 of those would be what, 4,200? Almost all my gold. And then she's got a lot of other scrolls that we might need. She's got resists that aren't quite as expensive and also not quite as good. Okay, so resist is just stays there, whereas protection okay, so 12 points per level at 70, that'd be 84 points of damage that it would absorb. And then if you had a resist on underneath it, when that goes away, the resist would help stop some of the damage. Okay, that's the difference between the two. This one outright protects you until it gets to its maximum hit points. The other one just cuts down the damage coming from it. Okay. Keep that in mind. Diamonds and diamond dust. I know these are used in spells. I didn't see anything else. She doesn't have anything else because I'm in her total thing, so she's just there. Alright, lots of cures and things that I can use. If I ever get money again. So that must be my new person because I don't see anyone else. These are people I already talked to.
I'm there.
Right, I don't see any new. I don't see any new flags. Tristan's down there. That's the god. Yeah, see, I can go around and talk to everybody again in the city. And check out some of these houses. That's Casey's house, so I can go talk to her about her adventure. Alright. Let's go back into our throne room. I think I might do a full rest. Right. Oh, the other thing I needed to show you was this silliness. You know how I said your chest is in your bedroom and in the room at Oleg's? It also magically is out here in my throne room. So it's like I can grab these and take them to the... So I can take these things to the storyteller, these things to the storyteller. I guess I can take a lot of this stuff to the storyteller and see what he can tell me about. And I know these things were worth like 200 gold a piece or something. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. That'd be like 3,000 gold. I wonder if these are worth anything. But anyway, just so you know, it's like it's out there. All right. Where do I need to be? Journal. Next development is in 22 game days, so we can actually go out and about. I really should get my cleric leveled up. So I think I have 22 days, so I can go walking for like 3-4 days, so I can get back in time to be able to deal with the 22-day thing, right? Let me go take a look over here on this side of the map. Right, let's go out here. Take a quick gander. So we've got kind of the roads connected up here, so maybe I should go explore my the stuff that's close to me. Like going over here. Because I have a feeling it's going to be one of these marches is going to be the next one that I get to absorb. Well, maybe it'll be... I can't remember which way they come. I know they're very expensive to pull in. I don't know why this is over here. Yes, I know they have, and I've mentioned them. I've gone and talked to them all. I'm so confused. Oh, I don't think I sold off stuff. I'll have to check our inventory. Okay. You don't want to skip days. I know it's tempting to say, oh, I'll just skip a few days until I get something done. You don't really want to do that. You want to always be trying to do something with your character out here. So what I think I'm going to do, stop the clock. We've been going at it for 2 hours and 44 minutes. Only a few little battles here and there. Lots of dialogue, voice acting, as well as just having to read some of this dialogue. And we set up a few things for our kingdom. Next time we will go out. Next week we will go off to adventuring a little bit. Kingdom's pretty much going to run itself for a few days. I'm going to try to run to my north, southeast. I'm going to try and run to the west towards the Gnarl Marches because it's slow terrain there. So that'll eat up several days for me to just try and walk around a few of those roads and see what I can find. And maybe we'll pick up enough experience points to actually level up before we have to go deal with that bald hilltop thing. I don't know. I'm not sure if I should go east or west. Okay, well, either way, we'll get there. Alright, I'm Gen608. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. You really like to see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify bell. You're notified to upload videos and scheduled streams. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll do another one of those run around town and get all the backstories in an offline, in a non-stream video, because it takes about an hour to go and talk to all those people, and you get to see their backstories. So for those of you that want to have all the backstories in a video, you know, they're there. It's kind of what I did with the companions. Do the same thing there. Probably include Aram with his dialogue, because we didn't get to talk to him at Oleg's. And then I will... well, there's Reggie. Where's Octavia? They're like never apart. I'm so confused. Octavia is somewhere. Alright. We got Tristan and her. Creston. I need to like talk to Creston. Probably Chandra. We've already talked with the storyteller some. Then I need to go out and talk to, like, get the backstories for the vendors that I was talking to. Right? Okay, that's what we'll do. I will do that offline. There'll be I'll do a video where I talk to all those people. And then we'll rest before we start off the next stream. And we'll go out and just wander around the countryside for like 10 game days, so that we can get back to our capital with plenty of time to solve whatever this Bald Hilltop's going to do to us. I kind of know what's coming, because I have played it a few times, but we'll leave you guys in suspense. Alright. Please let me know what you think of Fiona's adventures here. If you're kind of liking this stream, do hit the like button. It helps the algorithms in YouTube, people. And subscribing obviously helps the YouTube algorithms, and comments. All of that helps the YouTube algorithms for selecting videos when people come searching for them. So if you can help me out, please do. And I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe, and bye-bye.